And we're live! Hello all and welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name as always is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here once again with the lovely and talented Mrs. Jo Guthrie. We're joined once again by the fabulous creator of Parkdale Haunt, co-creator, Emily Kellogg. And, of course, from the Hallowoods, the one and only William A. Wellman. Like how I did that kind of Oprah? Wellman.
Bees have to shoot out of your mouth.
Bees! We are back with Call of Cthulhu, The Haunting of Blackreef, Part 5. The finale. Probably. Finale. I mean, we're not going past tonight, so it'll be the finale whether you like it or not. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are so excited to be here. This has been a fun time, a total blast. We've gotten to play with Emily before. First time playing with William. And it's been an absolute joy. If you don't know who these two creators are, Emily is from a little show called Parkdale Haunt. Little show.
Not so little anymore.
Just actually, yeah, I saw it. So you got top pick for Halloween spook. What was it on?
Let her say the thing.
It was on. Yeah, you just said it.
No, we got put on the front page for of Apple Podcasts. We're like the first thing you see when you pull it up. And then they called us a cult favorite.
Hells yeah.
So cool. And then we're in a bunch of their Halloween lists. So we whipped up. We're number 2, baby, in the charts.
Yeah, crazy. It literally says cult favorite, and the tagline is "What happened to Claire? Season 3 returns for Halloween."
And that's me. I'm Claire.
I know.
That's me.
Your name is right there on Apple Podcasts. That is huge.
It is.
So
it is.
huge
I
congrats.
maybe cried because I didn't know it was coming.
I mean, that stuff's amazing. And obviously, if you haven't listened yet, there's no reason now to stop because Apple likes it. And they got good taste. You got Granny Smith, you got Red Delicious, you got a Gala or a Gala apple.
Let's go with Gala.
I don't know how you say it.
I'm going with Gala. Congratulations, Emily. That's
huge
so
congratulations. That's
wonderful.
So
thank you.
Fucking cool.
This
I was about to not
finale,
swear. I'm like, wait, it's our show. I can say whatever the fuck I want. So fucking cool.
Series finale this Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, the series finale is on Friday.
Series finale. I always remember when you're you're getting into a show or something like that, and then you see, oh, this is the season finale, and then you read it twice. You're like, wait, season finale or series finale? This is the series finale.
Yeah. We've been working on this project for 4 years.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's going to be huge. I hope there's going to be a huge party afterwards.
After we've taken some time to collapse on the ground, we will figure out what's next in all areas of our lives.
Yes. And then party down.
Party
down. That's the way to do it. But yeah, congrats. That's awesome. So go check it out if you haven't already, because you'd be stupid not to.
Also, Emily is writing a book.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
that is true.
Look her up in bookstores in about 2 years.
This is the name of the book. It's called Emily Book Name Here.
Ooh, perfect.
Is that the full title? Or?
Yeah, you need to get that URL really
Catchy.
quick. EmilyBookNameHere.com.
So huge exciting stuff. And then of course, William Wellman from the Hallowoods.
A little show called Hello from the Hallowoods.
What's that?
Is it just a little show?
Just a little show. Hello. And you recently had our friend Lovecraft Mayer on.
Yes, Lehman Kessler,
aka
Mayor Lovecraft himself. Just really today wrapped up this little 2-part miniseries that we did called The Writer Out of Time. Really just a spoof on how horror writers always write a story about a horror writer.
That's true.
And he already just brings such a Lovecraft energy to everything. So, there's a tons of nods to that in that little 2-part episode. But then Hello from the Hallowoods season 3 is back in a couple of days. So
on Halloween, right?
On Halloween.
On Halloween. Hello from the Halloween woods.
Yep.
Wait, I have a sound effect.
I tell you, we're gonna give you a couple days in the marketing department, see how you do, and then we can discuss terms afterwards.
Yay! So yeah, check out Hello from the Hallowoods and of course Parkdale Haunt if you haven't. Of course, it is spooky season. You can always check out Malevolent. Malevolent is my show. It's spooky. Malevolent.ca. I never plug my own stuff enough, but people watching this should know it because they're most of the time they're finding it
The
through.
Venn diagram's like this, pretty much.
Yeah, I feel like it's a stupid waste of time to plug my own shit, but I will mention it because it is
9 to
Halloween.
midnight. We have 9 to midnight on Sunday.
Oh yeah, 9 to midnight. 9 to midnight. There, now it's coming up. 9 to midnight. If you haven't heard 9 to midnight, it is available. You can scroll back in people's feeds. The storage papers, the seller letters will be gone. Malevolent, Hellgate City, Nowhere on Air. I did this again where I mentioned too many to forget. No, I was going to say last year's, but obviously Parkdale Haunt.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, if you haven't heard it, you can go listen to last year's version. It's anthology, so you don't have to. But this year it will be on all those, plus Parkdale Haunt, plus Out of the Ashes, as well as the Dead Letter Office of Somewhere, Ohio. And again, I've named too many to forget the ones I didn't mention. But Wake Up Corrosion.
For the full list, go to the socials.
Night Post.
There's a promo image that lists everybody who's involved.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Easier
Go
ways
find
to
it.
do this.
Yep.
It's just
Somewhere.
promo images.
Yeah.
But it's really exciting. It's a not amalgamation. It's a what's the word? A
Collaboration.
collaboration. That's the word. It's a collaboration of some amazing shows. Oh my God! Just save. Why are you making that sound? Why is my computer frozen now? Oh, never mind. I was trying to save the image and do too many things, and I got distracted. But it's a collaboration between some amazing shows, and it was an absolute pleasure to work on and get to hear everyone's little voices. And
cute.
it feels really, really
How
different
many
than last
how
year.
many people in 9 to midnight are there this year? Because the first year there were 9, and so it was 9 to midnight. How many podcasts are in it this year?
So
12?
there's
Is it
12,
12 to midnight?
which to
12.
me it works for midnight, right? So we had
Yeah,
9,
yeah.
and now we have 12, and that was
So
totally.
I think I have the solution for you for year 3, which is obviously the big question. I think if you can get 18 podcasts to participate, it could be 2/9 to midnight.
That's
And,
pretty good.
you'll sell it.
Oh, that
Well,
is good.
William, are you in for next year? Because there's one more right there. I know that Ostium Podcast has already asked. They said, hey, can you include me next year? And I know there was like 5 more that I just didn't even ask. So here's the sheet, by the way. So there you go. All of those awesome shows are on it. I didn't forget. Oh, Town Whispers, I forgot. But whatever. Cole knows what's up. And yeah, it's going to be really fun. It's a cool little spooky Midnight Society type vibe where people are telling stories, and some of the stories are really, really. All the stories are really good. Some of the stories are good. Some of the stories are great. Well, mine's not. So most of the stories beyond my own are fantastic.
But you did just
I
release
enjoyed
a
your
really
story.
cool little podcast recently. Can you talk about that yet? Are you allowed to?
Me?
Yeah, the podcast from last week that was anonymous, and I feel like now
Oh!
it can be anonymous.
Oh, right. Whatever. Pod Fiction Fest run by Nathan and Cole. That just wrapped up or whatever. They're doing voting or whatever. Don't vote for me. I don't care. But ours is in there. It's very funny. You can hear my voice. Me and Dylan did it. And I think David Alt joined us for like a cameo. It's probably one of the best, my favorite
really
things that
good.
we've done. It's so stupid and such a throwaway.
There's a banger song on it too.
Oh, Dylan wrote it. It's so good. Dylan from Woe Begone. So anyway, if you're looking for a bunch, check out all the Pod Fiction Fest shorts. They're all anywhere from like 7 to 20 minutes. Vote on your favorites. If you hear my vote or hear my voice, don't vote for ours because I don't care. I just want you to enjoy it. That's my only kind of thing. But yeah, that was really fun. Actually, I'm very proud of that.
The premise is that they gave you guys a line of dialogue that you had to include.
Yeah, like a 48-hour film thing, but for audio. So you had a line, you had a sound effect, and you had a premise, and you kind of had to go from there. So check that out, Pod Fiction Fest, I believe it's called. And then also, because we're not going to be streaming next week, I will mention now, on Halloween, that's October 31st, you can check out on soundbooththeater.com the first episode of my new series called Seance High Falls, which is a 8-part series with a huge cast that follows 2 rival spiritualists in the mid-1800s as they basically vie for power over this small New York town. It's really cool. It's written by my friend Mark Harris. It's produced by Sound Booth Theater. I directed it, edited it, did all the sound effects. And Williams heard it. That's right.
Yeah, sounds good.
And approved of it.
Henry's in it.
Henry's in it. That's right. My son, he has a starring role. He plays the child in it, and he does really good. It's very weird to hear that. And then obviously I'm in it as well. But it's really cool if you're looking for Halloween stuff on October 31st. Check it out. It's soundbooththeater.com. It's called Seance High Falls. It's also going to be advertised on Rusty Quill as well, so you're going to hear about it in many different places. And then next Friday,
listen to Dice Shame. Dice Shame comes out. Episode 159 of Dice Shame comes out tomorrow.
Yep.
It's a really good episode.
Which is a fun D&D show. If you never listened to that, go check that out. Yeah. We play every week. We have Parkdale Haunt co-creator Alex Nersal on it. She is our newest cast member. She's hilarious and funny. So if you like Parkdale Haunt, there's another little Venn diagram. And then finally, next Friday, we're streaming for 24 hours in support of Extra Life. That's the big one. You can donate now. The link is in the description. The money doesn't go to us. It goes straight to the kids. Well, not straight to the kids, as we continually say, because it'd be weird if they just shoot it at them with the cannon.
That's right.
Here's $50, Tommy. Whoop. No, there's a great cause for all that kind of shit. Man, this is where we got too much shit. It's like diminishing returns.
Just enough shit.
No, it's like because there's stuff I'm thinking of that I'm not even mentioning because I'm like, oh no, we've gone too long with dumb, stupid stuff. That's
We've raised $1,269 so far.
Nice.
So if you have some spare cash rattling around in your tummy, throw that
Vomit it up
and put
clean
it in. Put it in an envelope. Send it to P.O.
Box.
No, the
YTV.
link is posted in the description of the video.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you don't care about anything else, if you're only watching this for, say, Emily, join us at 7 o'clock on Friday
EST.
On this channel, Eastern Standard Time, and you're going to watch Emily eat spicy chicken wings.
Answer trivia questions. Did you know about the trivia,
What's
Emily?
the trivia about?
So our friend James is going to be asking us trivia.
You know James.
Question.
Yeah, I know James.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's so great. I'm so glad that happened. So we're going to do a wing, answer a question.
We all danced together at the wedding.
Oh, but you also played.
Yeah, but also the wedding.
Also,
but
both.
Oh.
D&D and the wedding.
The best. But yeah, we're going to be eating spicy wings, and every wing we're going to be asking a new question and trying to answer them as fast as possible.
Okay, but what's the trivia about though?
It's I actually don't know the categories. It'll be like I don't know. Ancient warfare, probably.
No.
Oh, perfect.
Every answer is trebuchet.
It's bar trivia. I host bar trivia every Monday at a local bar here, and basically I just took one of the weeks I couldn't make it, and I gave that to James to be like, hey, so it's like 7 rounds of random questions.
Brianna and Michael ask, is Extra Life Friday or Saturday? It goes from midnight EST on Friday until midnight on Saturday.
Yeah.
So 24 hours, all the hours of November 5th, essentially.
William is thinking. So yeah, I guess technically it's midnight on Saturday because it's Saturday morning or whatever. I don't know if it's midnight. If I said Friday at midnight,
are you encompassing the entirety of Friday or
that's what I'm asking, right? So here's what
Saturday.
We'll say. It's the entirety of Saturday.
Okay.
On Friday at 11:59 p.m. we'll be starting the stream basically, and we'll be streaming all the way until Saturday at 11:59, and then we'll wait a minute and then we'll stop it. So is that Crystal?
So I'm gonna be at your place on Saturday, right?
You're gonna be on
Correct.
Saturday, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Cool.
Great.
You're like, just canceled the ticket that I bought.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Saturday. It's going to be a blast. I will mention the last fucking thing because now we've just wasted so much time doing this. I might as well. This Friday night, we are doing our final spooky stream. So all month long, Joe and I have been cuddling up, hanging out with you, the wonderful community, and playing through spooky games.
You guys can see that couch behind Harlan. That's where I sit. Harlan does all the hard work, and I I lay back and I'm like, you missed a spot.
Yeah, I did the hard work of playing a video game. But yeah, we're going to be playing again this Friday. And I think this Friday we're probably going to do just an itch stream, right? Keep it light, keep it sassy.
Scratch the
We'll
itch.
do a bunch of random little indie games that people make, and we just kind of have fun breaking them and laughing.
Sounds good.
Laughing with them, because these are hard things. We don't bully, we just enjoy. So that's the last thing we're going to be doing. And then next week we are taking it off. No stream Wednesday, no stream Friday, because, well, Friday night we're doing the stream, and Wednesday because, frankly, we just don't fucking want to. And that's all the stuff I'm going to mention.
Well, Harlan, you only have 2 events per day of the week, so
I mean, you laugh, but I'm not even mentioning the other stuff, because we got a stream yesterday and we got one tomorrow too. But I'm not, because this is life now.
It's got to stop somewhere.
It's got to stop somewhere. I'm falling apart. It's all great.
How are you, William and Emily? I just want to know.
Yeah, how are you?
How are you guys doing?
I'm okay. I'm feeling a lot of big feelings, It's been a lot of feelings. Can't wait to bring that to this tonight.
I will say I'm very glad that as Parkdale Haunt is, doing its big finale and all this stuff, that you're also getting, all this acclaim and, like front page of Apple Podcasts and all that. Like, it's a very high note to go out on. So I'm glad you're getting to see that, for the finale. I think that's very cool.
It is. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Big
Absolutely.
time.
Best time to do it, because it would feel hollow if it came after, and it would feel a little bit too soon if it came at the beginning. So you're like right there.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this is our 3rd year in a row being on the front page of Apple Podcasts.
Oh, well, fair enough. You just tipped the scale, Emily. We're all like, oh, we want the best for Emily. And it's like, oh, I see how it is. Okay. 3rd year in a row.
Rub it in.
No, still very happy.
Consistency, great. Don't worry about it.
No, we're very, very happy for you.
But this is the most exciting time.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Of all the times I've been on the front page of Apple iTunes podcast.
But you have to
This
like
is
painting your
the
nails
best.
at the same time. Of all the times I've been on the front page, this is the most meaningful. No, that's great. I love it. Cool. Well, William and I are on the front page of and
each
Joe,
other's
Your local
hearts.
tabloids.
of each other's hearts tabloids.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
I am recovering from 3 days delirious with fever.
Oh no.
But that said, there is one good thing about being sick, and it's this: Autobots transform and roll out.
Ooh, that's a nice low
I
voice.
do that any other time.
That's
But that said,
true.
that's going to put me on a bit of a crunch for wrapping up the start of season 3, but I think we'll get there. So
Nice.
that said, we have a mystery to solve.
We do.
Yeah.
Further obfuscate, as it usually is.
We're going to get to the bottom of this one. I have a feeling.
We're gonna do it.
We'll find this
Totally.
mystery's watery grave.
It starts off. As the town explodes
Yeah.
and your corpses disintegrate, you never find out nothing because you didn't find the nuclear bomb.
Best introduction
Twist.
ever.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Thank you for waiting, everybody. You know what? Screw it. We're 18 minutes. We're fine.
They love us.
The police station in Blackreef is a small affair. One with a stale coffee smell that lingers everywhere you turn, a dim, flickering light that never seems to work, and 2 desks which support the weight of the chief and his second in command, Paul Diggory. After finding the maroon jacket belonging to Nathaniel Doyle and the get-up that matches the description of a number of horrifying depictions you've seen, the 3 of you, along with Chief Clive Temper and Roderick Bethune, walked back to town in the dimming light. The small waiting room that lulls quietly with the hum of the fan, which is still spinning despite the cold outside weather, has nearly lulled you to sleep when the chief swings the interrogation room door open and enters the waiting room to the 3 of you. He didn't do it, he says flatly, looking to the 3 of you.
What do you mean he didn't do it? Of course he did it.
He has an airtight alibi. He says he's never seen the place before. Look, I don't know what to tell you, but his story checks out.
What about the things we found in his house? What about the things we found in his cellar?
Yeah, they're weird. They're definitely weird. He doesn't know where they came from.
And just like that, you believe him?
No, I don't believe him. I'm telling you that he didn't do it. I have to go off the evidence. I'm not saying necessarily what he's saying is true, but as far as I can tell, he didn't do it.
Inspector Temper, surely you found out where the maroon waistcoat came from?
Yes, Nathaniel. Roderick does admit to being friends with the boy. I know. Look, I know. Roderick is a creep, okay? People have pointed fingers at him many times. It's not the first time he's been in here, but I tend to believe what he's telling me. Have for yourself. Maxine, you are licensed. If you 3 would prefer to talk to him, I am happy to let you try to get to the bottom of this.
When you say didn't do it, which it are you referring to exactly?
At the very least, right now, he didn't do any of the things that you 3 are here investigating.
You've cleared him of 4 murders, just like that?
No, they're not murders. They're accidents. And nothing that he's done has implied that he was involved in the accidents. And moreover, on at least the date of the last 2, he was staying in town. It's been corroborated not only by the woman he's staying with, but a number of other people who know that he's been staying at the inn with the owner there, Sarah Chambers. The 2 of them are an item. He doesn't stay much in his cabin at all, apparently.
So the it you're referring to then is dressing up as Alice Evans, Witch of Blackreef, and frolicking about in the rain.
Look, I don't know what any of that means. Yes, there's a costume in the basement. Yes. As you told me, there's been some depictions, some drawings of this art. That doesn't amount to a murder. Look, I'm not... I can't believe I'm defending this. Nothing has been done by him necessarily, okay? All I'm telling you is that what you're claiming he did, he didn't do.
What are we claiming he did exactly?
I'm kind of pretending on the way back that there was like a,
Sure. We do have one solid piece of evidence, which needs some further investigation. If Roderick is telling you the truth, and Isaiah, Isabella, we have to sometimes take suspects at their word unless we have other reason to believe otherwise. The costume in the basement. Isabella, you said it was wet.
It was wet. Someone had just been wearing it.
And if not Roderick, then who?
I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, wearing a costume isn't grounds for arrest.
It's a pretty fucked up costume.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's a Halloween getup. Who knows? Look, I'm not... Look, what do you want me to do, okay? You want to speak with Roderick? Go ahead, Maxine. I don't even care if your friends want to go along. It doesn't matter that much to me. You hear what he has to say yourself, then. If you want to go back to the place, and he goes kind of hushed, and he steps forward. If you want to go back to the place and you want to look around, sure. Okay, I can keep Roderick here. Fine, I'm willing to go that far.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate your understanding that our presence in his cabin to begin with is exclusively for the purpose of this investigation. I know that you don't know us very well, and this could have been a lot more difficult if you had been a less understanding man. So I appreciate your work tonight. I do. You're a good cop. But I do think we need to know for ourselves. If you don't mind.
Speak to Roderick.
He kind of stands back. He kind of waves you forward. And then he kind of pulls your arm a little bit, Maxine. He's just kind of like, you obviously do this by the book. If he did do it, whatever you claim he did, don't do anything that would fuck that up.
Who do you take me for? If
someone who breaks into people's houses.
The door was open.
He just like lets go. He's like, I'm just saying. And he kind of walks away. And he's been in there for like, a few hours, you know. He's like wiping the sweat from his brow. He like goes to sit down in his chair and start filling out paperwork.
Smokes 10 cigarettes.
Oh, like nonstop.
One in between each finger, yeah. All right, we bust in.
Yeah, you bust in, and the door kills Roderick.
No!
Yeah, Roderick Bethune is sitting on the other side of this metal desk in this room. It's lit by a solitary light ahead. You see his face now fully lit. It looks, it has some definite character to it, you could say. His teeth even look sharp in the light that sort of illuminates below from the table reflecting above. And he stands there, or sits there rather, uncuffed, his hands folded neatly in front of him, an eyebrow raised as the three of you move in.
Hello, Roderick.
Hello.
Maxine pulls out the chair and gestures if Isabella wants to take a seat.
Isabella does not want to take a seat. Isabella is coming in hot and trying to calm down, so is pacing a little bit.
All right, so Maxine sits down and she takes her notebook out of her pocket and she lights a cigarette and she coolly flips to a blank page. Roderick, I'm not sure that we've been properly introduced. I know that you've had a difficult afternoon, early evening, and if you don't mind, we have some more questions for you before you are free to go. Again, I'm Maxine Hart, and I am investigating some of the accidents that happened in town. Now, it has come to our attention that one of the possessions of one of the boys who passed away was in your cabin, in your possession, this maroon waistcoat that belonged to Nathaniel. How did that come to be?
Boy must have left it there.
Must have left it there?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Did he come to your cabin often?
Once in a while, as of late, yeah.
You'll have to pardon me for saying, sir, but you don't strike me as the kind of man that many children would like to make a playmate.
Why is that?
You have a gruff appearance. You are often away from town. You don't have the countenance of one who would be friendly to children.
Oh, looks can be deceiving.
He pulls
Truly.
a cigarette from the pack before him and begins to light it.
How did you...
Does he light it using Maxine's lighter?
Yeah.
Yeah, who ended up
obviously,
lighter?
too. He has it.
All
He
right.
gave it to him as a gift.
Isaiah.
God damn it.
That was my best lighter. Can I ask how you sustained those injuries?
No.
Well, I will anyway. How does a man happen to end his 50 years with a face that looks like that.
Bad luck, I suppose.
The same kind of bad luck that lands you with a murdered boy's coat in your cabin.
I thought you said the boy wasn't murdered.
People say lots of things.
What do you want me to say?
I want the truth.
I told you the truth, or I told him the truth at least.
Why was the boy at your cabin? What were you doing?
He snubs his cigarette.
Is it a crime to be friends with someone?
It might be. It depends what you were doing.
What is it, the 1920s? Probably not yet. Maybe later.
Have you spoken to Henry Doyle? Nathaniel's father?
Yes.
Did you ask him what he does?
I believe he was about to get into fishing.
Yeah. In a way.
Isaiah shuffles over to the metal table.
Can I get a light?
And he lights your cigarette.
No, thanks. No,
Now we're even.
it's a good place to be. It was even. While we're on the line of questioning here, Maxine, feel free to continue your perjury, but Roderick, have you had any dealings with Alice Evans lately?
His black eyes sort of lazily shift across Maxine to Isabella to you.
Can't say as I have.
You're positive?
As positive as one can be.
Right. Well, I might watch your back, because whether it was you or not, someone's been stashing a costume that looks like a shoddy replica of her right down there in your basement. There's kind of a target painted on your back, you see. She's a vengeful type.
Well, that cabin was owned by the Evans before I bought it a few years ago. But I'd never been in the basement.
You've never been in the basement of your own cabin.
Not whatever you found down there.
He raises an eyebrow.
The cellar was normal, but whatever that door you showed me, I've never seen it before. And I have reports,
He points past you, Maxine, to the door.
the number of times I called this office saying someone's been in my place. Muddy footprints in the mudroom that weren't mine. Sure, maybe someone knows about it, but it wasn't me.
All right. Do you have any theories about who was breaking in then?
Yeah. 2 girls and a fisherman.
He lights another cigarette.
This is not a laughing matter.
Oh, that's a good line. Come on.
But Joe thinks is a good line, but Maxine isn't.
Just give me the credit from Joe, then. That's fine.
I don't know. But I'll tell you this. Nathaniel's father didn't give a shit about him. Just like my own dad. Just too busy with his own affairs, too busy with his own life. I saw a boy that needed somebody to talk to. If that's a crime, because I look like this, then you're just like everyone else in this town.
We are merely trying to find out what happened to these poor children.
No, you're not. You're hoping
then
it's
what-
me. You're here begging me to say something that justifies your hate of someone who looks like this. Admit it.
Absolutely not.
Isaiah,
I've got a number of teeth you could count on one hand, so I'm not in any position to
Wait,
judge.
kids' teeth?
Well, not now. Lost them all. But Roderick, I don't want to give you a complex, but naturally, being a learned man of the ocean, When I see someone with your rather aquatic countenance, my first thought is, oh, that's a child that was taken by sea devils and remolded for ill purpose and sent back onto the earth to stop them. But if yours is a natural injury, that is, the fella down by the docks with the good-looking beard and the crawdad in his pocket had his leg crushed by a crane. You can't blame him for that. But that said,
and he looks at Isabella and says,
And I'm the one you're worried about.
different tack then. Do you know anything about a little game the children have been playing where they sneak out to the graveyard and summon the Witch of Blackreef?
sort of raises an eyebrow.
I think Nathaniel played that game. He told me about it.
We think so too.
Of course he did.
What did he tell you about it?
He said it worked.
Now that's useful.
How soon was that before his death?
I don't know. Maybe a week or so.
Roger, it sounds like you were, frankly, the closest friend that this boy had. In your opinion, what happened to him?
He sits back in the metal chair, sort of groans under his weight.
I don't know. But what I do know is this town, this Alice Evans, this story. There's parts that people are keeping from you.
And he snubs his second cigarette.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't think this is the first time this town is dealt with the death of children. No one here would have been around for it. But I remember some of the older folk, long before these people moved in, telling stories. Back in the days of Alice Evans. I don't think this is the first time this has happened. But no one cares what I think.
We care what you think, Roderick. You've got many interesting opinions.
For a sea demon.
The spawn of a sea demon.
Be specific now.
Okay. Well, Roderick, I appreciate your time. I believe that Chief Temper still has some questions for you, so we will take our leave.
Can I ask one last thing? That was your boat, right? Long of Teeth?
Yeah.
How did it get its name?
And he shows you his sharpened teeth, which are kind of almost like filed away
Shark boy, shark boy,
to
shark
look
boy.
like sharp teeth. You don't know if it's like a genetic defect or if he did it himself, but he shows you these teeth and they're very long.
You can
Almost
hardly
like-
blame me for any of that.
And he just says,
Nicknames are cruel, but they stick.
he
Right.
lights his third cigarette.
Just as we're walking out the door, but I have a completely unrelated question for you.
Stop killing my cool lines, William. Okay, fine. What?
Where do you spend all your time? Because the people at the dock say you don't dock there often. The people around town say you're gone sailing all day, but here you are running groceries. And then someone said you park up at Leary's, but I can't believe that's true either. So, do you have a secret hobby? Are you pursuing enthusiastic quilting somewhere?
I'm definitely enthusiastic about something, he says with a coy smile. And as you hear the door open, you turn over and you see the innkeeper, Sarah Chambers, or Chambers, as I was mocked for, sort of enters. And with a panicked look, she sort of looks in and sort of, you can kind of hear her arguing and like pointing at her chest. And this is the person the chief said was kind of his airtight alibi.
Yeah, they're banging.
They're more than banging.
Good for you, Roderick. Nice to see you making connections. Sarah.
Cool.
Perfect.
And I'm like, him?
Yeah. And she's like, yeah. She just looks as weird. I just never described her. No, the two, as you kind of get up and go, he kind of says,
Be careful out there. You're getting awfully close. Whatever it is, might not like that.
and he smiles with his sharpened teeth. And you head back out. The chief sort of like having Sarah Chambers speak with his deputy kind of turns to you. Well, did you get anything to give me any reason to think that I'm wrong?
No. You did a good job. We're going to go out to the cabin, I think, to take a second look. And then she looks to Isaiah and Isabella just for confirmation. If you don't mind keeping him occupied here for just a little while longer.
I'll do my best, but I have no reason to keep him any longer, so I'll give you at most an hour. It's coming on 8 o'clock anyway, so.
What is fairly evident, at least from the proceedings I've been witness to, is that someone is secretly living in his basement. So certainly allowing us to scout that out is helpful for Roderick's safety, as well as the safety of the town and all that.
Yeah, he mentioned that to me as well, and he sort of turns around and he shuffles and he pulls out like 2 reports. He's like, yeah, these are 2 that my deputy made, and he hands them to you. And they're pretty bare bones, but, you know, one was about 3 months ago, and one was about a month ago. And it kind of, he's just like, he came in complaining that someone had been in his house leaving muddy footprints, but it seemed like it was an in and out. We came out the first and the second time. We didn't see that in the basement, Isabella. We don't have that writerly mind that you do, clearly. But
just evidence of one trespasser or anything else you can tell us?
I mean, again, we didn't look too far into it. There were some footprints leading in and some footprints leading out, some in the mudroom. I mean, there's a lot of kids around here. They dare themselves to do a lot of stupid things. We kind of figured it was just going into the old Evans place. People around here more or less know that legend, you know.
The first of these reports is around the same time as the first of these 4 deaths, eh?
He sort of looks around and just kind of takes that report back and holds it for a second. And he kind of thinks, actually, you know, yeah, I think it was. And he turns back to his desk and he like reaches through papers for a second. And he's like, oh shit. And he comes out and there's a kind of a notepad almost. And he's just like, I didn't make a report for the first one because all Roderick said was that someone had been in his place. I don't even think he was concerned at the time. But this was on May 9th it would have been. And
Peter Ward died at the end of May.
Yeah, May 27th.
Very interesting.
Anyway, I'll keep him here as long as I can.
Thank you.
Be careful.
Much obliged.
Yeah, and with that, the 3 of you leave out into the dark sky overhead. It's 8 o'clock in the evening. You hear the sound of the waves upon the shore like a soundtrack to this town. Little lights and windows give the impression that the town is still awake despite it looking sleepy. You hear the people move about in the bar and the dim fledgings of some music seemingly played. And as you move between the boards that line between the houses and head towards the woods, an eerie feeling kind of prickles the back of your neck, Isabella, as you glance up at the bluff and think for a moment you see a figure, a shadowy, dark figure looking down at you. But you blink and it's gone. So you head to the house, back to the cabin.
Right? I just kind of presumed, but
Yeah, for sure. I wanna investigate that room a little bit more. I was a bit
Absolutely.
panicked last time.
yeah.
Yeah. With a creak, the back door of the cabin opens once again, and you're greeted to the familiar scent, smell, and sight of the mudroom. The lantern you have used is still there, and after lighting it, you each head down to the root cellar, the earthen ground beneath your feet.
Cool. This is my first time down in the cellar.
Hi, my name is
Hi.
Maxine. This is my first cellar.
Hi, Maxine. I would like to roll a spot hidden if I can.
Yeah, so are you going... So I imagine, Isabella, you show them like the secret room type thing?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So yeah, in the secret room, as you enter, you see what Isabella first saw, this sort of now bare mantle, you know, this sort of almost earthen table. It looks, Isabella, as if it's almost been carved out of the natural stone underneath the cabin. And it's sort of, you know, now in the light of the fire and kind of getting to spend a moment there without the pressure, you see even the stand that the helmet or that the hat or the fucking mask lay on was also sort of carved out of natural stone. But the passageway sort of curls off a little bit, almost like a tentacle. It sort of runs thin and long and curves around a little way. So, Maxine, you're going to roll spot hidden. Isabella, Isaiah?
Sorry, just to be clear, there's another passage that exits this secret room?
You can see the end of it. Like, it definitely doesn't look like there's anything there.
I have a bad history with secret underground narrow corridors, specifically
you died a lot.
in your Call of Cthulhu game.
That's true. I mean, you kind of peek and you can kind of you see the end. You know, it's not like it's a super...
So it's a dead end, narrow hallway.
13 dead end drive. Here, I can actually show you the handout now that
wanna
you've
see it.
explored the house more or less. It's 10. So 9 is the basement, and then you found that like little secret panel, and then there's sort of this wider room with, you know, on one of those walls to the north wall of 10, and then there's sort of this, you know, little penis hanging off.
It's like this.
Oh, there's a trapdoor at the end of that. Absolutely.
Dude.
Yeah, that's a trap door. Oh, a trap door at the end of that, you think? Well, who knows?
Well, let's check it out.
That'd be double deep. That'd be a lot
That's
of
the
work.
corridor.
So Maxine, you're rolling a spot hidden. Are
I
you rolling a
sure
spot
am.
hidden in that main room? In that?
Yeah.
Okay. And Isabella and Isaiah, what are you two doing?
I want to explore that corridor all the way to the end.
Cool. And
I guess I'll also do spot hidden.
yeah. And Isaiah?
Isaiah is going to lurk back near the door and be like, Alice! You here, Alice? And I'm going to roll a listen for any ghostly noises, but also for Mr. Shark Face's tromping footsteps.
Nice.
On the floor above us.
Mr. S. Perfect.
Dream. I failed by 3, but I'm going to expend 3 of my luck.
Nice. Okay.
I succeeded.
Ooh. And Isaiah, what did you get for the
A
listen?
hard success for listening.
Nice.
Which is
Okay.
impressive for the only one ear.
Yeah, so Isaiah, you are craning your head to the good ear. You're listening to every creak and movement of this small cabin, but it's, you know, so old and well built that it doesn't really move that much. But you're on high alert, and for the time being, you hear no response from Alice Evans. Isabella, you move to the end of this tight hallway, which grows dimmer and darker with every step. And despite the closeness, the relative closeness of Maxine in the main room, with the almost claustrophobic nature of this tight passageway, you know, on either side of your ear, it begins to feel more and more secluded, more and more quiet. And as you reach the end of this darkened hallway, you see something small, on the ground. Something that looks to be almost like a bowl. Meanwhile, Maxine, you're looking around with your success. You're sort of scanning through all these little areas, and you notice on this sort of natural stone plinth, as it were, that there's some blood, like old stained blood, perhaps. You're not sure if it's recent or ancient. You can kind of just delineate it very barely between the natural stone in it, but it sort of strikes you as odd. Isabella, as you see this small bowl come into the light and you sort of crouch down, there's a small square of fabric, only wide enough for your knees. And before you is a wall, except looking at it, it almost looks like it's cobblestone. Pieces of stone stacked on top of each other. You know how like the catacombs have these skulls all sort of stacked together? It almost looks like that with rocks, how there's sort of spaces in them, but it feels, like pebbles were slotted in here.
Is there anything in the bowl?
Do you kneel?
Yes, I kneel.
You kneel right on the little square?
I sure do.
Cool. Yeah, you place your knees on this square of fabric, which you realize is a handkerchief. It's like a very old handkerchief that hasn't been touched in a long, long time. And as you do, you feel sort of a chill run up your spine. And you spin around to hear something moving in the passageway behind you. And you stare in the dark for a moment, but nothing's there. You just kind of hear the crunch of the dirt beneath something's footsteps that seems to approach. Maxine, with your carryover roll, you continue looking around. You do notice that there are footprints sort of next to yours. They're a little larger. You know Isaiah hasn't been in this room, and you know Isabella only wears heels. So you don't recognize
Naturally.
this. Why don't you give me a detective or investigative and see if we can break that down?
Yeah.
So yeah, Isabella, as you're kneeling here, you look into the bowl, and it is empty.
Oh God, for now.
But your eyes do linger up at the peculiar way the pebbles sort of are placed in the wall. They're sort of large stones, almost like a cairn.
And I will point out, Isaiah's feet are tiny, but his boots are huge.
Rattles
Tiny
around in
skeleton
them.
man.
I failed my roll with an 80, but I would like to point them out to Isaiah. Isaiah, these footprints, do you think they belong to the same people that broke in upstairs?
To us?
No. Isaiah, the people who left muddy footprints 3 months ago.
Oh.
We were just talking with the police about them, remember?
The police are here. What?
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, there's two avenues I could see. One is that Roderick's lied about being in the room. He's just afraid to admit it because he doesn't want to be known for that kind of entertainment. Second is that Alice Evans wears large boots, even has a spirit.
Isabella, you're staring at this cairn-like wall, and as your eyes sort of are transfixed upon it, you feel a hand rest on your shoulder.
Maxine, that's you, right? What do you make of this? It seems like, I don't know, a sacrifice room. I'm not getting a good feeling.
There's no response.
Maxine, what do you think? I go to grab the hand.
Yeah, and your hand just touches something leathery and sort of dry feeling. It feels almost like a dried, rotten log. And as your hand falls on it, it just slowly pulls back over your shoulder and lets your hand fall and touch your own shoulder.
Okay. I'm gonna jump up and turn around and be like, what the hell is happening? And maybe yell for Isaiah and Maxine.
Yeah. As you jump up and turn around, nothing is behind you. And then, you call to Maxine and Isaiah. You hear her very, very thinly in the small little area, Maxine.
Just a second, Isabella.
What's the
We're
problem?
looking at some.
No, not in a second now.
Yeah, Isaiah comes barreling in this tight little corridor.
Everything all right?
No, everything is not all right. You weren't just in here. You didn't just touch my shoulder, did you?
I did not offer voluntary massage at this time. That is a surcharge on your bodyguard fees.
All right. Very, very funny. Very funny. Did you see anyone come in here?
That is Maxine.
Besides Maxine, somebody else was in here. They were touching my shoulder. I don't. In the
I
sacrifice
really think that
room.
These footprints are important, guys.
Maxine, for the love of God, come in here.
Roderick, if that was you, it's in very poor taste.
What's happening?
Well, someone's been manhandling Isabella right here.
Spirit handling. I don't know. Something touched me on my shoulder. Neither of you were in here, but something came up behind me and laid its hand on my shoulder, and I don't see where it could have gone. Is there a secret door? I don't know. And what do you think this place is? Look at this bowl.
Calm down. There's a logical explanation for all of this.
Great. I would love to hear it.
She reaches towards you. Are you okay? Are you hurt?
No.
Let's start with a basic train of logic. Was it more like a claw, a crab's pincer, or a large, pungent hoof?
William, I gotta give you inspiration
We already
for
all
that.
have inspiration.
I don't care. It's too funny. That's too good. 3 of the most random fucking things. A claw, a crab's pincer, or a what hoof? I don't even. What was the descriptive? What was the adjective?
That was an Isaiah original. I don't think there was a real world. That was just.
What was the word that you used for the hoof?
Oh,
So
pungent. It's a...
Oh, like a okay, pungent. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Okay.
All right. So Isabella, you are standing there.
All I know is that it felt big and it felt dry, and then it disappeared, and there was nothing here, but there was something here.
Okay. Well, we found one secret doorway already. So maybe there's something tormenting us or following us, threatening us, and it left. Let's take a look. And I feel around the walls to see if there's any loose stones.
Yeah. And as you do, your hand does fall on one stone that seems a little loose.
And I mess with it.
Yeah. And
as Maxine is messing with it, like in the back with Isabella.
Did this presence on her shoulder remind you of any of your visions or dream oracle happenings, perhaps?
Not one in particular.
Maxine, you pull the stone out, and as you do, you see behind it is a page, a handwritten page.
I pick it up.
Yeah, you do. And I will drop it in chat, and I will... I wonder if it's big enough to screen shares for someone to read. Let's find out. Does someone want to read? It might be too small, but can someone read that? It might be too small. You know what?
I can read it.
It's in chat. You can read it. Okay, we'll put it on screen. You can read it however you want. This is the page you find.
My daughter is dead. Alice, my light, my life. To call her my everything would be too small a word. Guy, I found something. No words fit and none match my grief. Blackreef has turned her to dust, led by the monster Cunningham. She told me it all. She told me before they pulled her away. She told me of his advances, of his requests of my daughter, despite her age. She was too wise for this world, too aware of the horrors of man. She spoke just as she should have, and he turned this town against us, against her. He called her a witch, and how can one refute? What is one to say? What argument can be made against madness? They eat it up, all of them. They bought his word, and I am shattered. As if to burn the mark, the memory on my soul, before they killed my daughter, before they took her by boat to the Blackreef and chained her to the rock and burned her body to ash, they pulled each and every one of her teeth. The devil exists in Blackreef. His name is Cunningham. But this is far from over. This is all but done. I will have my vengeance. This was just in the wall here.
Oh my God.
Don't we know a Cunningham, guys?
No. And if you do, it was a typo.
Carson, Father Carson.
Father
I was like,
Carson.
aha!
I mean, I still think Father Carson's sketchy, but okay. So, revenge. A plot for revenge, and a creepy room with some kind of strange altar, a hand on my shoulder, a costume that was wet, that looked like a devil version of Alice Evans. Is there a surviving family member doing this? Is this some kind of revenge that's been passed along through the generations?
Does this rock, I mean, I know that I've just messed with it, but does it look recently messed with apart from me? Like, were there scuffs around the stone? Does it look like it had been moved and replaced many times? Or was I like the first to touch it in 200 years?
Good question.
Kind of vibe?
No, it looks like you're the first to touch it in 200 years.
I know these kinds of fucking people. These sick, backwoods, self-absorbed people who would see a victim, a child, and would treat her with violence instead of looking inward and seeing their own monstrosity. That's what's plaguing this town. And if you think that this is some real monster that we can hunt down, that we can put behind bars, I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. It's disgusting is what it is.
Well, Alice may be the literal monster, and that she's a ghost that's been offering children. But the real monster, of course, is the human nature that compels us to call upon the afterlife to fulfill our unspoken wishes.
But what would a ghost need with a costume? Somebody must be putting this on and plaguing the town.
Yes, exactly.
I think the town itself has something to answer for, and someone wants to make sure that they answer for it.
I look at the radium phosphorescent hands on my watch. The poisonous green luminescent hands.
Yes.
Is it coming up on midnight, or do we have time to get to the graveyard?
It's like, because it was 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock to get there. You spent an hour looking around, maybe plus. Yeah, let's say it's like 11:30.
If we want answers, if we want the chance to, if ghosts are real and if they want to commune with us, now is the time.
Now you're getting it, Maxine Hart.
I will
can't
believe
believe
it when
I'm
I
hearing
see
that.
it, Isaiah. I will believe it when I see it. But if there was a better time to do it, I mean, I don't know. Is it still raining?
Yeah, it is. Wait, in real life?
No.
Oh no, it's raining. You hear the drops on the roof of the building. Wait, no, you don't want it to rain? Whatever you wanted, that's the one it is. What did you want?
Nice. I don't know. I was just curious.
No,
'cause
it
I remember it was
stopped
raining
raining.
earlier. Mm-hmm.
And as you exit to consider what happens next, a fog rolls in between the trees around the cabin.
Can I make sure
fog
we
that-
bring the note with us?
Yeah, you bring the note with you.
We also have that other note about how to do the thing.
Yeah,
Which
this one.
I got really stressed about that note And I'm going to tell you guys why. Because there's a lot of instructions, but it also very specifically says you have to keep your eyes closed.
So you can't read them?
I'm thinking I can't read these instructions and perform the instructions at the same time. So I'm going to have to memorize the instructions and keep my eyes closed.
Well,
Do not open your eyes.
I'm impressed.
Only one of us needs to call upon Alice. One could call out the instructions from the side.
I mean, it does say everyone has to have their eyes closed if you're with me. It's right on the
Yes,
bottom.
yeah, I
But don't worry. Just so you know, my Call of Cthulhu style is that you actually need to close your eyes when you read this,
I know.
obviously.
That's why I'm stressed
Because
about
if you
it.
could just fucking read this and say my character opens your eyes, you're a god. I don't give a shit about die rolls. I don't give a shit about nothing. But you bet your goddamn ass that I'm gonna make you shut your eyes and memorize.
I
this.
know. That's why I got stressed
Oh,
about
I'm
it.
letting them know. That's because they don't realize why you're stressed. So suddenly Emily's like, okay.
I'm reading the notes now. Okay.
You don't need to
Roderick?
close your eyes until step 3.
If you're still lurking about, the place is yours. I'd stay out of the basement if I were you. Something with pungent hooves is down there.
I think it was more like a crab, actually.
So, do the 3 of you head to the graveyard?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have an
Fusion.
offering for her, though? We don't have much of an offering.
That's true. You'll need that before you go.
I've got an offering.
I look around.
You'll all need one.
I'll need one.
Don't you have an offering?
You better take it. You better take a second and think where you can get one in this town.
Isabella, don't you have a autographed novel or something?
Sure, if the ghost's a fan. Yeah, I always carry one around.
What if the ghost hates you? No, it spits the book back out.
That's great.
It's a signed copy of my latest book.
Maxine, don't you carry anything significant on you? The watch,
Yeah.
the
Maxine is one
necklace?
of those dames who carries a cigarette case. It's ivory and it's carved with wild roses on either side. It's like got a silver clasp to it, and she packs those with her carefully hand-rolled cigarettes. There's this. My mother gave it to me when I was turned of smoking age, 8 years old.
And
But
what,
Maxine, you've already lost your lighter.
You know what? Maybe it's time I give up this disgusting habit.
Nice. So forward thinking. What are you gonna give, Isabella?
Your own fucking tooth.
I already did that in Parkdale Haunt.
Do it again. Do it again.
Do it again. Do it again. More teeth. More teeth.
How about my notebook? I'll give up my notebook that I've been writing in this whole time with all my novel ideas.
Nah, she ain't gonna. She
No?
needs more value.
surely
But it has
something.
the first draft of my novel.
Surely, well,
on.
if
Sure, if
if
you
what they
want.
say about writers is true, you've already grown to hate it. What's something on you that you love?
Fine. And then I'll pull out. I'm wearing a necklace with a single ruby in it.
I gave that to
And,
you.
You did. You did give this to me, and I wear it every day.
Oh,
I don't want to part with it, but I guess if we're gonna get to the bottom of this,
that's what makes for a good offering.
Nice. So yeah, the 3 of you move through the fog-filled woods back towards town. The lights of the town sort of sit close to the water, but the graveyard comes first. It's old as the town, and the only one they have, packed filled with all the people who have passed away. It stretches on to the edge of the trees. Or perhaps it started there as you enter the stone pathway. The entire thing is surrounded by a stone wall that sits chest high, although places it's fallen over. For the most part, it's in pretty good repair. Pieces of grass are tall in areas that aren't mowed often or properly. And as you move through, you look between each stone head to find the one that belongs to Alice Evans.
No, we want a recently filled
the
grave.
recently filled grave.
Why don't you all give me a spot hidden? And why don't you also give me a luck roll?
I mean, we know it's going to be the kid grave from today, right? They literally buried a kid today.
I mean,
I'm rolling like bullshit.
no.
That's a fail on Isaiah's spot hidden, but I
Same.
can't read, so that makes sense.
Ooh, I did good on my luck though. That's a hard success.
Nice.
I succeeded at both. So
Oh, wow. Isaiah, did you succeed at your luck or no?
Oh, I'm prepared to take a gamble here, but just like yay or nay, is this a super significant luck roll?
It could be.
No, I think it's the big finale. We've got to go in. I have rolled a 71. My luck is 50. Oh, you can't burn
You
luck.
can't
on
spend
Oh,
luck.
you were going to try to burn it. Ah,
All right,
damn.
no, it's a fail on both then.
wait, can't you use your inspiration
Oh, you could do that.
Oh,
if you want?
That's smart. Yeah, burn
cool.
that.
Absolutely. So much worse.
No, no.
We're done.
Oh, well. Yeah, so Isaiah, you walk into a gravestone. Maxine, you look around.
Isaiah like has his eyes turned to the sky, like he's lost in the poignancy of his own personal world right now.
Perfect. Yeah. Isabella, as you pass through with your spot hidden, you spot the grave sort of near the back, right? That is fresh, and sure enough, it belongs to young Nathaniel Doyle. The dirt still sort of mounding there where he was recently buried. But as you move past, you sort of look towards the back against the trees. You head forward as the mist sort of curls over the edges of the stone. The entire sort of north wall is just touching the tree line. You know, if you were to stand there and look between the trees, you would see deep into the forest. And then on either side of the graveyard is just sort of flat plain. This edge of this tree runs the length of this hill that then descend down to the town. So you kind of get an overlooking of the town, you know, hundreds and hundreds of feet away, but also this sort of quiet moment before the tree. And as you look around, you see the very small, simple, well overgrown grave of Alice Evans. But beside it, you see another grave, Catherine Evans. It seems like she died not long after. In fact, as you adjust your eyes in the dim light, it seems like she died only a year after Alice. But she was born much earlier. And as you sort of depart and head back to the fresh grave, Maxine, you see Isabella back here, and with your luck roll, you sort of cast an eye over the same area, and in the back corner, in a very grand box, something that sits above ground, very old as well, your eyes fall upon a familiar name. Cunningham. Father Mason Cunningham. And sort of with a pained smile, you turn back towards Isabella and stand next to her and Isaiah in front of the fresh grave of Nathaniel Doyle.
They're all here. All the players from that note.
What an insult to have him buried in the same graveyard.
I think so.
Oh, that's every small town for you.
I guess we all end up in the same place eventually.
So, what do you do?
Is it midnight?
Could someone,
Pretty much.
because I can only commit so much to memory, and could someone reiterate to me the steps written on this note?
Find the most recently filled grave. We've found that, Nathaniel's.
Right,
Bury our offerings to her and the grave dirt.
right.
We stand with our backs to the gravestone. Is that Alice's gravestone or the most recently filled grave, do you think?
You do notice that this grave has a large gravestone.
Okay.
In fact, standing with your back to this would allow you to look over this field to either side of the graveyard. So you would basically be having your back to the graveyard and look out over this mist-filled field with the tree line to your left and the town to your right and the bluff far off in the distance to the right.
Okay. We'll stand with our backs to the gravestone,
Right.
close our eyes, call to Alice Evans and ask for her to appear. When you feel her, tell her what you desire her to do. Do not open your eyes. Open your eyes. If your gift is gone, she will do it. Everyone has to have their eyes closed if you're with people.
Very well.
All right.
The question is, what do we want Alice Evans to do?
I mean, can I ask her to find peace? Is that cheating?
We could. Isaiah, do you have any ideas?
Oh, I think that's exactly what I'd call out for her to do, to leave this haunting, this sort of crusade of cruel justice, and to go on to her peaceful rest with her matters resolved.
But what if it's not her? What if it's... Okay. I'm following you here into the realm of the supernatural where we can do this ritual and a ghost will come up and we'll get to talk to this dead girl. But if we have this opportunity and she's not the one who's killing people,
Right.
did we waste our shot? What if we
could
what if-
ask for the killings to end.
I will point out as well, just a reminder before we go into it, and I can't tell time either, but I know we're ticking up close to it. Everyone that has made a request of Alice Evans has died a week later. So...
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Well, I think we know it conclusively by now. Roderick confirmed it. They get a little gift, a token that the wish will be fulfilled. Sometimes it's a red jacket, sometimes it's a rocking horse or something. And then a week later, they get kicked to the bucket by Alice. So, it's one of those, you get what you wanted, but also you're dead now sort of situations. So, if you want to call out to Alice during the ritual tonight, feel free to risk it. But I, personally, am happy to take the first step and be the one to call out. And if she goes off to her eternal peace, great. And if she comes back from me a week later, well, then I won't be missed as much as your author career and the lives you will end up saving in your line of work.
So you want to do it on our behalf? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I mean, if it's into the fire, then I'm throwing myself first, is all I'm saying.
And
Well,
I'm saying that I don't really believe that a ghost is going to come back in a week and kill me for asking a question.
I'd best keep that down while you're sitting in her bones.
I think that Alice will recognize that we want the best for her, and that we're looking for her to find peace. I think if we're not here for selfish gains, I think perhaps we'll get a different result. And we're not of this town either. We're not a part of the revenge plot.
I would at least like some information. Okay? And maybe this is my own predisposition as an investigator, as a PI. If there is a ghost who shows up and there's an opportunity for us to understand more about what's happening here, I would love for her to tell us. And then she can find peace, whatever that means.
Well,
Maybe we each get a question. I don't know.
if
Or a request.
if she graces us with conversation, I would take it as a gift, not as a right, as you do with Roderick and such.
Fair. I will... it's fair to assume that ghosts don't abide by the standard rules of interrogation.
It is true. And also, she's a witch spirit.
She's not a witch. This is a little girl who was molested and then murdered.
She's several hundred years old.
Let's be clear here. This is no witch.
I think the important thing is to know that we come in peace and in the spirit of helping her. As long as we keep that, I think we'll be fine. And I think time's ticking. I think we should do this.
Okay. You're
Those
right.
two pointy things in your watch are about lined up at the top.
Yes, I know. It's a good watch, isn't it? Cool. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna miss this necklace, Maxine. It was such a great birthday present.
If it doesn't work, you can always dig it back up.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Isaiah kneels at in front of the grave and takes out his octopus pipe and kind of makes a little hole and pads it in.
This was carved for me by my boy Nedry a couple of years before he died. And it was a great step up from my old whalebone pipe. I hope she enjoys it as much as I have.
Maxine sort of squats down close to the grave and digs a little hole, a shallow impression, and places her... She opens it up first, almost like she's going to take the cigarettes out to keep them, and then she shakes her head and she closes it and she puts them in the dirt. She covers it over and she says, my mother used this case all her life as long as I knew her. And when she died, it was one of the things that I found of hers that I kept and used for my own habit. And I know it's not a good present, but it represents part of myself that I will leave here. Then she brushes the dirt off of her hands.
Brilliant. Everyone close your eyes.
Okay.
Okay. What do you do first?
We hold hands. Maxine takes Isabella's hand and Isaiah's hand, and the three of us bumble our way toward the back of the gravestone.
You do, and you feel the wind slowly roll over your shoulders and blow your hair as the three of you face, unknowingly, the wide open field beside the graveyard. Then what do you do?
Alice Evans.
Appear.
We ask for you to appear before us tonight in your gracious presence.
Please, Alice Evans.
There's a long moment, a silence. You hear the waves in the distance. You hear the wind rustling the trees to your left. You hear everything around Blackreef, even your own heart beating in your ears. And then you hear the soft crushing of grass beneath bare feet. At first, it seems almost forgotten, lost in a gust of wind. But you know the sound. It's far too familiar. It reminds you of summer days, of being a child out on your back lawn. But this feels different, slower, more methodical. Something about it feels wet with each step. And from the field before the three of you can hear the approaching footsteps grow louder and louder. And then you hear the breathing. It's a soft but labored breathing, There's a rasp beneath it, as if in the deep of the lungs something wet stirs. And then it quiets. You feel a presence that you hadn't felt before.
Alice, if you be here with us tonight, if you have graced us with your good presence, we are here to beseech ye for one final task before you leave Blackreef forever. One final wish before you return to the depths from which you may slumber at peace for eternity. And this task, this wish, is this. I wish that ye strike down the sea devil that drowned my old son Nedry.
What? No.
Isaiah, no!
This is my wish, and I have made it. I wish
Alice Evans, I ask for you to please tell us what has been happening to the children in this town. She gives Isaiah's hand a very painfully tight squeeze.
Alice Evans, we are here because what was done to you was wrong, and we want to help you. And my wish is to help you find peace. Help me to understand how to help you find the peace and the resolution that you both need and you deserve.
The wind dies for a moment. The trees stop swaying. And then you feel the grass moving around you as if a figure is so close to you. And the breathing starts up again. Maxine in your ear, almost too close. And then as it passes by your ear, Isabella, and yours, Isaiah, as you can feel this figure circling you. And then you feel something press into your forehead, each of you, like a wet finger, and you can open your eyes. And when you open your eyes, you're no longer in the graveyard. In fact, you're no longer in a familiar place. Or perhaps if it is a familiar place, it's not a familiar time. You're witnessing something play out in a way that you'd never experienced before, as if observing a moment from the past. You see a young girl skipping through this field on a bright day. You see the town of Blackreef, far fewer buildings, and grand ships that sit just off the water's edge. You see Blackreef in a time that seems so long ago. And the girl, with a smile on her face, a 16-year-old girl that you can feel, is Alice Evans. You see her face fall as she looks towards you but past you at a man behind you. A man in priestly garb with a sinister smile. And then you find yourself on the Blackreef, a toothless visage of this girl screaming through tears, the man with that same sinister smile lighting a fire beneath her as the waves crash around. As the town looks on, you see it. And in the distance, two figures standing on the edge of the cliff, unable to watch their daughter burn. You see Catherine Evans, the mother of young Alice, with fire in her eyes. And you see her in that mansion that you walked through. You see her in the basement sewing. You see her sewing a costume in fabric of black, with horns pulled off of whatever taxidermy she had, with fur stitched on and sewed, and you see her with vengeance in her eyes and anger in her heart. You see her exact revenge.
on the people of the town who so willingly followed the father to destroy her life, to destroy her daughter. You see her creep into the beds of the children at night, smothering them in their sleep and pulling the teeth from their mouth just as her daughter's own teeth were pulled. You see her collect them with glee, with justice in mind. And you see, when she had killed enough of these people who so willingly burned her daughter, when she has that handful of teeth and her plan is ready to finally bring it back to the man who took every tooth from her daughter's head, who burned her daughter alive, she creeps into the church and heads down to the basement where Father Cunningham calls home. And you see her wait for the chance to come out of his closet at night, to show him the teeth that she has pulled, the terror she has wreaked on this town for so many months, to slit the throat of the man who took everything from her, to pay not only for her daughter in the town's blood, but his blood as well. And she waits, and she waits, and as she waits, she notices something in this closet, something she hadn't before, a small door. She pushes past to an odd-looking room, Father Cunningham's private area. What he did here, she questions only for a moment before something accidentally locks her in. Father Cunningham had no way of knowing he prevented his death that night. And despite her trying, there was no way that she could be heard. And so, the mother of Alice Evans, so hell-bent on vengeance, Catherine Evans, with a handful of teeth, died in the walls of the church basement. But with her final breath, she cursed this town, and cursed whoever was so unlucky to open that door once again, swearing that she would rise and get her vengeance once and for all. And as you feel this vision part and the breath come back into you, you feel the scent of Alice Evans leave, and the air around you become clear once again.
What was that? I saw a woman. I turned to Isabella.
In the church basement.
Yeah.
That was Catherine.
No. Oh my God.
I think she answered our questions.
Oh, and Maxine falls to her knees in front of this gravestone. How awful.
And you see that your gifts are gone.
Oh, God.
Is that what's happening here now?
You think it's still happening?
I mean, she killed those children, and in revenge for her own daughter. Isaiah, did you see it?
I did. First off, welcome to the realm of the paranormal believer. Nice to have you on board after a couple days of ceaseless skepticism. Secondly, I have to wonder, who's gone rooting around in that church basement recently then to unleash this newest wave of fright?
It was the same building. We saw that yesterday.
Oh yes, we were camping out in there. So
Who
I have to
opened
wonder.
the door?
Mm-hmm.
This is the church that you were first welcomed into with the library. And you kind of see it
as Blackreef comes back into vision, the small town to your right. The wind picks up wildly and the trees begin stirring angrily. Something feels foul in the air as the mist rolls down towards the city, and suddenly there's a very real fear coursing through your veins, as if Alice Evans herself is whispering in each of your ears. That same voice you heard in the woods, Maxine, it echoes once again. You are now suddenly pulled back. This is the moment. This is what she says, and she says it again. Run!
We have to go right now. Something terrible is going to happen. Hurry! And Maxine takes off down the hill towards the church.
Yeah, you barrel over the graveyard as you run towards the town of Blackreef, Isaiah and Isabella following in tow. As you burst into the town, you see that some lights are on. You hear people calling out. There's kind of a bit of a cacophony, people screaming. You kind of see broken glass back in the street as you're running towards the church. It's dim light on, and you barrel through the front door. Once again, greeted by the familiar scent of books, and yet somehow it feels sour and sinister, the air thick in here.
Where is that room?
Yeah.
But wait, Maxine, why? Why did we run? Why? I didn't.
There's a voice in my head telling me to run, and I heard it once before, and it's insistent, and something terrible is going to happen.
Okay, well, that vision was supposed to answer our questions, and it was supposed to show us how to give Alice Evans peace. So I guess should we go to the room?
It's not Alice. Alice Evans will never see peace. The person, the thing who is killing these children is her mother. Her mother. You understand?
God.
We have to find that secret room.
Okay, okay, let's go. Let's try and find it.
You barrel downstairs for the first time in the church to be greeted to a very old ruins. The church is almost built on stilts, a set of stairs leading up to this wood, but down here, cobblestone walls. It's thick and old, and you can sense immediately that smell from walking through is from the earthen floor down here. You move down a set of stone stairs with your lanterns lit as the reflections on the wall begin casting shadows that terrify and fright, almost as if they're not reflecting off anything at all. And as you move, you come to a small room, what looks to be the current father's living quarters. In the corner, you see a small closet. The room may be only 20 feet by 20 feet, seems well used, bags in the corners. As you know, the father's only been here a few months. He's come 6 months ago before arriving. And suddenly, you feel the color drain from your face as you see the slightly open door to the closet.
Yes. Here.
Oh
Run.
my God.
We go to the closet and open it.
With a creak, it opens, and you step inside to see a small, very plain-looking closet. And as you push on the back wall, just as the vision saw, it swings open to reveal a small chamber, one that was used by Father Cunningham hundreds of years ago, one that was opened once again. And as you step in, on the floor, which is almost like sand, you see it. Curled in the corner, you see the bones, the body of Catherine Evans curled up, dried, desiccated, unmoving.
I don't know what to do with this. Do we put her bones in a grave? Do we throw them in the water? What do you do with the bones of a demon?
She's not a demon. She's a nice lady. Now, if one of you would be so kind as to hold this automatically locking door,
Right.
then I'll take care of this.
How are you going to take care of it? Explain it to us before you touch anything.
Right.
Isaiah takes off his massive coat and
Does the opposite. Does it first.
lays it next to this lady's corpse, and then slowly, I think almost lovingly, she starts shifting her bones one at a time into his massive coat.
Isabella, give me a listen roll. Isaiah, you put
I'm
these
still holding the
bones-
door open, by the way.
Yeah, Isabella, or
I got
Isaiah,
it. You roll, I'll hold the door.
I failed.
You failed. Okay, no, Maxine's in the room. Isabella's holding the door. Perfect. Isabella, give me a dexterity roll.
Oh no.
What's my dexterity? Ooh, success.
Perfect. Excellent. Isabella, you're holding the door open as Isaiah's moving these bones towards this thing. Maxine, you're sort of standing there nervously, pointing your fingers. And Isabella, as you're holding the door open, your pinky gets cut off as a knife slams into the wood of the door. You spin around as blood begins pouring, splashing on the door. You turn around screaming as you see this figure wearing the very costume you brought to the police hours ago. It pulls the knife out and goes to attack again. Everybody, what is your dexterity without rolling? And Emily, you can take 1d6 damage.
Yikes.
Yeah. It would have been so much worse if you didn't succeed.
60 for Isaiah as well.
80.
80.
Oh, sorry, 60.
Perfect. Yeah. So you two go at the same time. Isabella, you are bleeding. You're squirting blood kind of over the walls and on this figure as you're screaming. You're still managing to hold open the door. What do? He is standing directly on the outside of this closet, preventing your escape, this figure. And for a moment, you are transported to your dream, exactly as you have seen it, no different than every time you have woken up. You see it standing there. You see horns, the blood which is yours, and those hooves, and the teeth, the fresh teeth strung on a necklace around its neck. And you are frozen in fear as you are seeing the dream you have had every night you have been here. What do?
I don't want to get trapped in this room, so I'm going to fucking headbutt him.
You do it. You headbutt him. Give me an attack roll, which now I got to open the Call of Cthulhu sheets unless someone has theirs open.
So hard.
You're the Oracle. The Oracle. The Oracle.
What do I do for an attack roll?
Perfect. Let me tell you, because I totally have the character sheet open right now.
Call of Cthulhu is not built for fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's great. You're gonna do. I mean, what else option are you gonna do? You gotta headbutt. You know. So, give me what rules? Does anyone else have a character sheet up? I don't.
Is this a weapon unarmed with a regular
unarmed? There
25?
you go. It's an unarmed strike. So give me a weapon unarmed roll.
Aiming for
just
25.
with my normal.
Yeah.
There we go. Character.
I rolled a 1.
No way!
Emily!
Holy shit!
Oh my god!
That's the best roll.
Best!
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Isabella, you fucking headbutt this dude.
Yes, girl!
As he
you,
falls
bro.
back, and with an extreme roll, the knife goes flying. It frrring into the wall on the far wall, like between the stones. And as he falls back, the head tips back, and you see Father Carson.
I knew
He
it!
sort of sits there, and he's
Father
looking
Carson.
up. But as you look at his face, he looks bewildered. His eyes sort of white, and he sort of looks around frantically, turning around, scrambling for the head. Isaiah, what do? You're holding these bones.
Yeah. Well, I've got this coat here. I've got, I think by now, most of this corpse, inside this coat.
Yeah.
But I see him topple over behind us.
Yeah.
And as soon as he sits up, I'm like,
Okay, so you're gonna leave the coat. You're gonna head out. You're gonna walk in. You're gonna look at him. And you're gonna fire.
I'm thinking it's small chamber.
Yeah.
And I'm on, inside of it with this. So I think I'm still knelt by this coat and this
God.
this corpse, but he's just in the doorway, right? So
Yeah, kind of. So he's kind. You'll have to move a little bit to kind of leave the bones, just because of the way I'm kind of picturing it. But it's no big deal either way. You'll move. You'll kind of be right where they are. Yeah. Okay.
How far would I have to move? Because
10 feet. Not very much.
Okay. I'll sit up and shift a little bit, but I'm not leaving this room or the.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you exactly how I'm picturing it.
Yeah.
And then you can decide if you want to move.
Can I metagame for a second?
You can do whatever you want.
What if Father Father Carson is being possessed by these bones?
I'm pretty sure Father Carson is possessed right now, but sucks to be Father Carson.
Speaking as a woman who is until recently possessed.
Okay, so here's the layout of the room. This is the door you guys entered in. This is the bedroom. This is the closet in the corner, and then there's a door back here. So you're kind of down here. And
Okay.
Isabella was holding the door open here.
Yep.
And then she pushed him back, and he's kind of here. So you'd have to come out, kind of be in the closet to fire into the room. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Which you can
So
totally do. It's totally doable.
I think in that case it's going to change up a little bit then.
Okay.
Have I gotten the collection of bones into my coat by now?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's good.
All right. So I'm going to roll that bundle up like a duffel bag,
Okay.
grab the coat, gun in the other hand, and storm towards the door and be like, if you know it's good for you, you'll stay down. If not, then you'll be walking without legs quite shortly.
Cool. Okay, so you're doing kind of like, why don't you do intimidation or like a social roll? Yeah, intimidate.
Intimidate. Oh no.
What?
Oh, all the luck in the world wouldn't change that.
Oh,
That's a fail.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. So you don't really intimidate, but also you kind of see, this guy's eyes are like kind of wild and white. Maxine, what do? You're standing still in the room a little bit. Isaiah's pushed past you. Isabella's bleeding all over the place. What do you do?
I trust Isabella most in this situation because she, I think, has proven to be the voice of spooky reason. She's like between Maxine's hardline, logical investigator brain and Isaiah's like totally out there, spacey fantasy brain. So she turns to Isabella and she's like, "What do we do? What do we do? We can't kill him, can we?"
We have to incapacitate him at least. He will kill us given the chance. Look at my fucking hand.
I'm gonna go over there while he's still lying on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to roll him over onto his stomach and like sit on his back.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to basically make it so that he's not able to like get up, and I'm gonna try to sort of pin his arms behind his back.
Perfect. Yeah. Give me like a fighting brawl.
Yeah, I mean I can do that. I'm gonna roll with advantage.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can totally disarm an opponent. That's
Sorry,
like
because of my inspiration, not just because I feel like it.
Yeah. No, I figured.
Yeah. Okay. 78. That's a bad one. 28.
Hey, does that
My
succeed?
brawl is a 25. So I'm gonna use.
Yeah, burn that luck.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you sit down on him, you spin him over as he's sort of clawing. You see him wearing the dress. It's the same one. It's kind of still wet. And as you're kind of holding him down, you have him incapacitated for a moment. It is his turn. He's going to try to fight against you.
Good luck.
Yeah. As is tradition, I don't have dice at my table because we're totally playing a thing. But I'm rolling it on Google. 2d10. Wait, that's not what I want.
Isaiah, I
want a
love your
D100.
bone baby.
What?
The bone baby.
I'm so
Oh,
confused.
this is a baby.
D100. Here we go. 14. I'm going to say, so you have the opportunity. He's going to try to be getting up to you. It's going to be contested. You can give me a strength roll.
Okay.
Because he can break if...
12.
Oh!
What's up, man?
Maxine pulling out the big guns, literally. Yeah, he tries to like push off and you just like lock him in a headlock. And you're like,
Not right now. Maybe today later, but not right now.
nice. Top of the round. Isabella, you are fucking bleeding all over the place. What do you do?
Dear God. First of all, I get a tear my shirt off and wrap it around my hand.
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
Okay. Oh, I don't even
1%.
have medicine. I don't even have
1%.
medicine.
You got
Oh,
1%
no.
chance. It's okay. It'll be free anyway.
How do I stop this bleeding, guys?
You got
got
one
nothing.
last time, so it's not impossible.
No, I got a 43, so no.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you kind of dab it. It's still bleeding. You're kind of
First
feeling a
aid
little
is a
woozy.
thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. Sorry, it should have been first aid. And what did you end up getting?
43. Oh, wait,
So
no,
you
I'll spend some luck.
Nice. Yeah,
it.
spend the 13 points. So you use your first aid. You successfully stop your bleeding. Good job. Yeah, you kind
Yay.
of tamp it. You're like, oh my God, this is how Maxine did it in that one book that one time. You see Isaiah holding the bones. You see her holding him down. What do you do?
Isaiah, those bones, is she possessing him? What would you do with the bones right now?
Oh, I'm gonna take him up and bury him.
You are not fucking helpful.
I'm
just gonna.
I'm gonna mortuary this man first.
Can you use your gun thing and hit him in the head, please?
Oh, I'll do more than that.
Okay. Well, don't kill him.
I don't think this is a good idea, Isaiah.
Understood.
Just knock him out. Don't kill him.
Render him
I don't have
useless.
anything to
I
kill him. I'm
understand.
a raider. The headbutt was a fluke.
Destroy those bones. We have to. It's our only shot.
You can't keep him much longer, though. We have to knock him out. Fine. Fucking fine. I'm just going to whack him in the head with my book, then.
Good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you walk up and you, boom, and he's being held down. I'm going to say you hit him hard. Actually, just give me a strength roll just to see how hard it is.
That's a 44.
Donk.
44? Okay. Yeah, you conk him out, bunk, and his head just sort of falls.
Fucking never help, Isaiah.
Speaking of, it's Isaiah's turn.
Yeah, Isaiah is this fellow like he's taken this meager blunt impact.
He's
stops,
knocked out.
He
Yeah.
stops writhing for half a second as
Yeah.
Maxine is wrestling with him.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say he's become kind of a stationary target?
Yes.
Okay, Isaiah's gonna just start shambling back towards the door, but on the way there, just gonna point this shotgun at the back of this guy's knee and.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. You
shot
shoot him.
him.
You coup de grace him. You shoot his knee off.
While I'm literally sitting on this guy's back. What
Yeah.
the fuck, Isaiah?
What the actual fuck?
So
when he
loud
wakes
and
up,
so
you'll
much
be
blood.
first.
And I think on the way out towards the basement door, gonna pluck that knife out of the wall.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Where do you head?
Isaiah, like the other two could do whatever they want, but Isaiah is going to maintain a calm but brisk pace with the coat full of bones towards the graveyard.
Towards the graveyard. Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah. So Isaiah heads towards the graveyard. I think we're kind of out of initiative now.
I'm gonna bandage this poor man's knee.
I was gonna say he'll definitely die if you don't do anything.
I'm for sure bandaging up his knee.
Yeah, give me a first aid roll.
All right. It's all right, but it's not great. Oops. Nope. I try my best.
Perfect. Yeah, cool.
I wrap him in a towel.
Yeah, you think you do a good job. Perfect. So you're out of initiative. Isaiah's walking towards the graveyard. What are you doing, Isabella and Maxine?
Maxine, what the fuck is going on with Isaiah? He has just gone completely rogue.
He's always
off
been
with some
completely
bones.
rogue. Isabella, this is a random sailor that we found in a pub who's been following us around with a shotgun and talking about devils for days.
Finally, someone says it.
I don't know what we expected, but shooting a priest in the knee is not off of the list of possibilities. I have to go apprehend him now because that's illegal.
Okay, so what are we doing? Are we just leaving this man here and we're going to apprehend him? But he has the bones. He took the knife out of the
No.
wall. Do we even have a weapon?
Okay, Isabella, I know this sounds weird because this guy just chopped your fucking finger off, but you're gonna have to stay here and minister to him, okay?
No,
if you can,
no,
find
no,
the
no,
nun.
no.
I
No,
have
no,
to go
no,
take
no.
care of
Are you kidding
Isaiah
me?
now.
Are you fucking... No, I'm going with you. No, fuck this guy.
Someone
no.
has to save his life. This is hero shit. Are you ready? Because now you get to be a character in your book.
Ooh, that's a good line.
That's a good line. Fine. Okay, but just be careful. I don't know what this demon sailor man is going to
It's
do
okay.
next.
Just she points at your finger and she's like, "You figured that out." So the same with this. There's just like a little pink handkerchief like tied around his knee that's just soaked with blood, absolutely entirely soaked
Okay, well,
with
if
blood.
you run into a nun, tell her to call someone.
Yeah, Maxine, you barrel off up the stairs. Isabella, give me a first aid roll.
All right. 28. Oh yeah, success.
Perfect. So like Maxine gets a good head start, and then like 10 minutes later, you're like messing with it, and you successfully staunch the bleeding. And I'm assuming you head up after her.
Yeah, is he just still passed out this whole time?
Yeah, this guy's done now. So so Maxine, you are running towards the graveyard, kind of at point break.
Yes.
Just trying to get after him. Isabella, you are chasing him down. Isaiah, Give me a sanity roll.
Against all odds, that's I don't know if you get hard successes on those, but that's what that would be.
This is just a regular
Cool.
day for Isaiah.
Yeah, Isaiah, you feel something like tickling the back of your brain, but you shake it off. Yeah, just like that. You kind of just feel it. You're like, shaking it off. You're about halfway to the graveyard, but you're continuing going on before you're digging, and you're moving. You're carrying the bones. And as you
Rest
do,
quietly now. It'll be over shortly.
As you do, you kind of hear Maxine like chasing you down behind you. But you get to the graveyard. Maxine, you're sort of like heading across the field towards him.
And St. Bartholomew, I know you've got probably quite startled. There's a lot going on, but rest assured, it'll all be all right.
Isaiah,
Maxine,
what the fuck do you think you're doing?
about to lay these bones to rest and end this whole haunting business. Would you hold this for me? I hold out the knife.
She takes the knife from you,
Thank you.
and then she holds it out towards you.
I don't need it right now.
You listen to me, Isaiah. What you just did back there is a crime.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
The fellow who was trying to stab your lovely lady girl?
He was unconscious.
By impact via book rendered that man a non-threat in your description?
Are you trying to say that we can't take care of ourselves?
I'm
He was
trying-
unconscious. I was sitting on his back. The threat had been neutralized, and you chose to shoot an innocent man.
You call him innocent after
That
what
is-
you've just seen.
That is for the
Now
court
that's
to
the
decide.
strangest kind of madness if I've ever seen it.
That's madness. The actions of that man are mad.
Right. Well, that's why I didn't shoot him in the head. If he is innocent, he'll live and he'll get a grand old peg leg. They've got plenty of them in the industry.
Listen, those bones need to be destroyed.
No, they need to be laid to rest. This is an empty grave. She's been rotting in the church basement all this time, and that's what's got her riled up. Now, the door will never be opened again. The curse will never be laid upon. And once her bones are laid respectfully to rest, then she will enter the peaceful afterlife. I don't know that setting her precious remains on fire will do much.
No. I've spoken to too many parents who have seen their children just like fucking Alice Evans, children who have had tragedy, and the parents who have had to withstand seeing that.
Please continue your line of thought. Just gonna pick up that shovel on the corner over there, and then
As you pick up the shovel, I take the bones in my hand.
Ooh.
You
that's
don't
what we
understand. This
Put that
woman,
down.
this woman was destroyed by the death of her child, turned into something so poisonous. There is no putting her to rest. No matter where you bury these bones. If I'm to believe that this wild logic can stand, no matter where you put her, she will chase whoever she thinks is responsible for this. Is Isabella, and Isabella's
Yeah,
walking
I
up
was
the
gonna say.
hill. Tell me that you understand this.
What's happening here? We're gonna burn the bones? Is that what's going on?
Maxine wants to set the remains of this poor woman on fire and be haunted the rest of her days.
Isaiah, give me a sanity roll.
Ooh. Strangely enough, still a success.
Yeah, you feel
Fine!
You feel the tickling stronger, but you still sort of combat it. You hear the voice of your son sort of whispering in your ear. He's sort of saying, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy."
Nedry? Nedry, my boy?
No, Isaiah,
All right.
understand.
A bit distracted there. Right. What I'm saying is, how about this? We lay her to rest properly, And if anyone continues to trouble this town, then come back without me and light the thing on fire. You'll know where she is.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Isaiah, but I don't want to agree with him, but Maxine, there's been so much violence, and this was a spirit born of violence, and I don't know if violence is the right way to destroy her. I think she just wants to be with her daughter, and she just wants to be at peace. I think we should bury her with her daughter.
This is the core difference between us,
just
Maxine.
Shut up, Isaiah, for the love of God.
I believe that people can be redeemed, that at heart they are good, except when compelled to evil by the evil that is done to them. And I think even for this woman who has taken great revenge and cruelty for the death of her child, I believe there is hope for her, there is peace, and that she can be laid properly to rest, and she will sleep. But I don't think you see the world the same, Maxine.
No.
I think that Alice just wants to be with her mother. I think if we reunite them in death, I think that this will stop. I don't know that more violence will stop the death of these children.
Maybe you're right. Listen, before a few hours ago, I never thought that any of this was possible. But if you had really seen the things that I've seen in the course of my professional life, you would understand the violence behind this ghost, behind this woman, and you would know that putting her remains in a hole would do nothing to satisfy her.
It's right next to her daughter.
She puts the bones down on the ground.
Thank you.
Okay.
I really think the spirit just wanted to be understood and to be put at peace. She's been in this room for so long, watching the church continue.
Isaiah, you dig a hole next to Alice Evans to find that in fact is an empty grave. Isabella and Maxine, you watch Isaiah put the bones in the grave.
There we go.
Bury the dirt back on.
All done. Just shove
Now
it
what?
back for another.
How long do these things take? Is she gonna come back tonight or tomorrow?
Okay. Well, we've put a nice finish on it. So now I think would be an appropriate time to pay our respect.
And Isaiah kind of like kneels in front of the grave and just sits there with his eyes closed.
Perfect. Isaiah, give me a sanity roll with disadvantage.
Ooh.
Ooh. I mean, the first one of these two rolls is 97, which if you don't play Call of Cthulhu, that's real bad.
Kind of one of the worst rolls you can get.
And then the second one is a still pretty bad 63. So yeah,
Perfect.
That is a shockingly bad. But
Isaiah,
can I spend luck on sanity?
it'd be a maximum of 10 and also no. So, Isaiah, you kneel before this grave, and as you close your eyes and sort of say your prayers, you hear your little boy. He whispers in your ear, "Daddy? Daddy." You feel his warmth as his hands wrap around the back of you, hugging you from behind. You feel his breath on your cheek, and he moves in front of you, holding your face with his little hands. He says, "Open your eyes, Daddy." And as you do, you see him standing there on the boat. It's a bright, beautiful day, and you can hear the waves lapping. You hear the wind and the sea waves. And as you embrace your son, Isabella and Maxine see Isaiah stand up and turn around, the whites in his eyes dissimilar to Isaiah previously.
No.
Fuck.
And he picks up the shovel.
Fuck.
And he attacks you. Maxine, give me a dexterity roll.
Fuck. No. God damn it.
Well, at least I have a knife now. 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You step out of the way as Isaiah swings it wildly towards you. Isabella, it is your turn. What do you do?
Do I also roll dexterity or? am I
No,
just-
you're good. He attacked Maxine. Isabella, you are watching this happen.
Okay. Is the gun anywhere? Or does he still?
Yeah,
have
it's
it?
lying on the ground wherever Isaiah left it.
Oh, I'm grabbing the gun and I'm shooting Isaiah. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You barrel roll and pick up the gun. You point it to where?
To his shoulder.
You point it at his
Shoulder?
shoulder. Isaiah, for
I'm
the
not gonna shoot
briefest
him in the head. I can't.
Isaiah, for the briefest of moments, your eyes roll back to normal, just enough to say one final thing as you look at Isabella. What do you say?
My boy. He's back.
And
I see
Isabella,
my boy.
you fire the gun as it rips through Isaiah's shoulders, piercing him through the spine. He falls over limp onto the grave of Alice Evans, painting the ground with his blood. He twitches softly, and you see the whites of his eyes roll back. Isabella and Maxine, I imagine now you frantically dig up the grave, collect the remains, and over the course of the time, I imagine we kind of pull back, the camera growing higher and higher and higher as the two of you sort of scramble to pull the bones together. And as we pull up, we see the spark and we see the fire grow, and we see less and less as we pull higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And with that flame just licking the sky, this gust of wind washes over the town, the mist parts, and the day fades to black. And Isabella, you wake up in the morning, dreamless sleep. You seem comforted in a strange way. It's been an interesting night, to say the least. And as you collect yourself and head out to visit Maxine in the adjoining room, or the same room, I suppose, you head downstairs to Sarah Chambers, the innkeeper. So, did you get enough stuff for your new book?
Oh, more than. Lost a pinky, but gained a story as good as hell.
Ah, was it your writer's pinky?
I don't need it. Would love an old fashioned though.
Well, we don't really have those, but I
Still,
hope your
for
stay
the
was
love of God, this town.
And Maxine, you sort of join her at the desk, and you say, and she says, "And your stay pleasant as well?"
As can be expected. I think we'll be leaving today.
Right. I think that's probably best. And yeah, the two of you sort of collect your things and head out. The mayor sort of stops you. I just want to say thank you so much for all the work you did. Shame about that Isaiah Trolley, but he was an odd fellow for sure.
Yes, well, thank you for your hospitality, and I wish well for the town of Blackreef.
Yes. Well, I do say that I think everyone kind of consents that the air is lifted quite a bit. I can't say for certain what you did. Father Carson obviously is having a difficult time after the crazed ramblings of that Isaiah, as you said, killed him or tried to. But it seems to have all worked out. He is recovering. He doesn't remember anything that's happened, as you corroborated, obviously. And I really can't thank you enough. I feel like we've turned a new leaf in Blackreef. Perhaps we should rename the town even. But the best to both of you, and good luck with your next novel, Miss Riker. I will be reading it for sure.
I'm sure you'll love the depiction of you.
Oh, brilliant. Great. He kind of turns around and walks away.
Isabella, a lot happened last night, but I just wanted to say Thank you. I think you saved my life back there. And I'm sorry that I didn't believe you earlier.
Of course. And I'm sorry that I wanted to believe in the power of love.
I think I owe you a new necklace.
Yeah, I'll get you a cigarette case too. You're not quitting, are you?
I think I've kicked it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm done for now.
I'll get you something nicer then.
Cool.
And the two of you head to the bus stop on the outskirts of town where you first arrived. And Isaiah.
I think, I think at there's kind of two snippets here. The first is probably kind of a little bit surreal imagery, as we roll towards the credits. One image is kind of Isaiah sitting next to his son on the rail of their ship, as it's kind of sailing, and these gray storm clouds are rolling in on the horizon. And I think in the next, the name of the ship is scraped away, and both of them are gone from the deck. And it's just a derelict boat drifting. Then I think lastly, Isaiah's kind of glazed face looking up on the morgue table in Blackreef, and out of his shirt pocket, St. Bartholomew crawls.
Yes.
And plucks a little bit of skin off of his cheek and starts eating.
Amazing. Well done, everybody. That was The Haunting of Blackreef, our Call of Cthulhu game. Light. I mean, I think we had 4 rolls in the whole campaign.
No.
No, I'm not
We had
complaining.
more.
Yeah.
Great job, everyone. That was absolutely fantastic.
Good job, Harlan. Thank you so much for running it.
That was an amazing story. Thank you so
Hey.
much, Harlan.
Hey, my pleasure. It was a blast to do it. I had an epilogue written just in case, but Isaiah's was so much better. So we're just gonna leave it with
Nice.
that. A really fun mystery. This poor girl treated like a witch, and her mother enacting revenge. And for the record, Father Carson remembered nothing. Totally innocent. Just wrong place, wrong time. Well, innocent-ish, but he was 1,000% possessed every time he did it.
In my novel, he's evil, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Isaiah's a hero for some crazy reason.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I love it. Very, very interesting choices by everybody. I loved the conflict that you all did. I loved cutting off your pinky, Emily.
That was
It
fun to maim
fun.
somebody.
I'm always
Always.
losing limbs and body parts. My God.
I mean, if you'd failed that dexterity, it would have been very, very different. It would have been like right to the shoulder, and oh my God, we got to go to the hospital. But yeah, fantastic job for everybody involved. Thank you so much, everybody on the stream, for hanging out with us.
Lots of fun chatting happening in the Discord tonight.
If you liked this game, if you loved hanging out, I'm going to be dropping the document I wrote in our Patreon, so you can enjoy that and make your own game. It's not super detailed, but it is got the nuts and bolts of everything I got. It's 14 pages, so there's enough there that you can kind of run your own game if you want. It's also got some ideas that didn't get in there, so there's plenty of stuff there. But yeah, this has been a really, really fun time.
Yeah.
I think tentatively next Halloween we do another multi-parter, if not sooner, to bring back some of these characters. I could totally see, a year later we get Isabella and Maxine coming back with some new weird fucking wacky.
Yeah.
I will find some new train wreck to shove into this.
Oh,
game.
he was so great though. But it was a beneficial train wreck. You know
We
what I mean?
love adopting a good
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the sort of diversity of opinions about the supernatural within the crew.
I really like that.
Because there was as many sort of questions and mysteries within the gang as there was happening in the world outside. It was really cool.
Yeah. No, it was such a blast. Again, thank you all for making this world with me. It's really it's good role playing is always a group effort, and this definitely was a group effort. So anyway, that is it for us. Remember, Parkdale Haunt finale this Friday. Hello from the Hallowoods season 3 starts this Halloween, which is Monday. We also got Extra Life a week from Friday. We got a spooky stream this Friday. We've got new Malevolent episode probably coming out soon. I don't even know. We got 9 to Midnight coming out on the 30th, as well as Seance coming out on the 31st. So like literally tons of shit. Tons of shit.
If you need a reminder, just go back and listen to the first half hour of this
It was
episode.
actually only 18 minutes. So.
Okay.
And I was reminded the other day that we always used to start streams really late. So not only we're starting on time, we're running long, but at least we're starting on time. So there you go. Anyway, that is it from us. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you again once more to these amazing players and to you at home for watching. We will see you around the table. Good night.